7 castaways set sail in 1964 for what was supposed to be a 3-hour tour, and 62 years later, only one of them is still with us. David here. And what really happened to the rest of them will shock you. Most fans remember the comedy, but at the end of the video, I will show you the real lesson hidden inside Gilligan's Island. Hit that subscribe button right now because you do not want to miss a single name on this list. Bob Denver, Gilligan. Robert Osborne Denver was born on January 9, 1935 in New Rochelle, New York, and worked as a schoolteacher and a mail carrier before acting paid his bills. He first became famous as the lazy beatnik Maynard G. Krebs on The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis, and that role is exactly why creator Sherwood Schwartz hired him as Gilligan in 1964 without even an audition. He married 4 times and found peace with his 4th wife, Dreama, and their severely autistic son, Colin, retiring from Hollywood to West Virginia, where they ran a small radio station and devoted themselves to Colin's full-time care. He fought throat cancer and quadruple bypass surgery, and on September 2, 2005, at age 70, complications took his life. The Denver Foundation that he and Dreama built in Colin's honor still helps special needs families in West Virginia today. And the clueless goof millions laughed at was, in private, a shy jazz lover who hated being recognized in public. Alan Hale Jr., Jonas the Skipper, Grumby. Alan Hale McCahan was born on March 8, 1921 in Los Angeles, the son of legendary character actor Alan Hale Sr., so cameras felt like home from a young age. Before the island, he served honorably in the United States Coast Guard during World War II and appeared in dozens of westerns and B-movies through the 1940s and 1950s. According to behind-the-scenes accounts, he was filming a movie in Utah when the audition call came, and he rode a horse out to the highway, hitchhiked to Las Vegas, and caught a flight to Los Angeles just to make it. His turning point was a brave decision to embrace the typecast instead of fighting it. And he opened a Hollywood seafood restaurant called the Lobster Barrel, where he greeted guests in his full skipper costume. He married Naomi Ingram in 1964 and stayed with her for the rest of his life, raising 4 children. On January 2, 1990, at age 68, he died from thymus cancer.
Lovey, if anything happens, I want to thank you for
leaving behind one of TV's most beloved captains. The clueless sea captain on screen was, in real life, a disciplined war veteran and a successful businessman who found peace, where his castmates found bitterness. Tina Louise, Ginger Grant. Tina Blacker was born on February 11, 1934 in New York City, and her childhood was difficult after her parents divorced when she was only 4 years old. Before the island, she was a serious Broadway dancer who won the Golden Globe for New Star of the Year in 1959 for the dramatic film God's Little Acre. She believed Ginger Grant destroyed her chance at a serious acting career, so when the cast reunited for the 1978 film Rescue from Gilligan's Island, she refused to come back, and another actress had to replace her. Her turning point came in later life when she finally made peace with her legacy and brought new attention to her childhood memoir Sunday by re-releasing it as an audiobook in 2024. She was briefly married to TV host Les Crane from 1966 to 1971, and her daughter Caprice Crane is now a successful novelist who gave her 2 grandchildren. Today, at 92 years old in 2026, she lives quietly in a New York apartment and volunteers every week teaching 2nd graders how to read, and she is the very last living member of the original 7 castaways. The attention-craving movie star on screen has spent the rest of her life quietly trying to be known for anything but that one famous role. Do you think Tina was right to refuse the reunion film, or did her pride cost her too much? Drop your answer in the comments below. Dawn Wells, Marianne Summers. Dawn Alberta Wells was born on October 18, 1938, in Reno, Nevada, and her early goal was actually to become a ballet dancer before knee problems pushed her into acting. The famous Ginger or Marianne debate among male viewers continues to this day, and her wholesome girl-next-door charm made her one of the most beloved characters in TV history. Her later life turned tragic when huge medical bills, IRS troubles, and lost savings nearly left her homeless. The turning point came in 2018 when her devoted fans launched a GoFundMe campaign that raised over $200,000 to save her, proving how deeply America still loved Marianne. She married actor Larry Rosen in 1962 and divorced in 1967, never remarried, and had no children of her own. She suffered from dementia in her final years, and on December 30th, 2020, at age 82, she died from COVID-19 complications in Los Angeles. Her death marked the end of an era, and the happy farm girl on screen was secretly fighting loneliness, financial ruin, and a fading memory she hid from her loyal fans until the very end. Russell Johnson, Professor Roy Hinkley. Russell David Johnson was born on November 10, 1924, in Ashley, Pennsylvania, and lost his father when he was just 9 years old. His mother could not afford to keep all of her children at home, so Russell was sent to Girard College in Philadelphia, a private boarding school for fatherless boys, where he lived from age 9 until he was 18. Before becoming the smartest man on the island, he served as a real B-25 bombardier in World War II, flew 44 dangerous combat missions in the Pacific, was shot down off the coast of Zamboanga in the Philippines, broke both his ankles in the crash, and earned the Purple Heart for his injuries. He used the GI Bill to attend acting school in Los Angeles, and he was chosen to replace the original professor from the unaired pilot because Sherwood Schwartz wanted a calmer, more believable scientist. His private life turned tragic when he lost his beloved son David to AIDS in 1994, which became the great turning point of his life. Instead of hiding the pain, he became a brave public advocate for AIDS research and education, using his fame to fight stigma. He battled multiple myeloma, a serious blood cancer, in his final years, and on January 16, 2014, at age 89, he died peacefully on Bainbridge Island, Washington. He inspired generations to see intelligence as heroic, and the all-knowing TV scientist was, in real life, a wounded war hero and a heartbroken father. Jim Backus, Thurston Howell III. James Gilmore Backus was born on February 25, 1913, in Cleveland, Ohio, and was already a Hollywood legend before the island set was ever built. He was the voice of the lovable, nearsighted cartoon Mr. Magoo from 1949 onward. And he played James Dean's father in the 1955 classic Rebel Without a Cause. Plus, he had a huge presence on radio. His sharp upper-class voice for Thurston Howell III became one of the most copied voices in television history. In the 1980s, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, which slowly stole the powerful voice that had made him a millionaire and turned his life upside down.
Well, I did nothing of the kind, Marianne.
The turning point came when his devoted wife, Hinnie, became his loving public protector, refusing to hide his decline and openly fighting for Parkinson's awareness. He married Hinnie Backus for over 45 years, and she nursed him devotedly until the end, with no children of their own. On July 3, 1989, at age 76, he died from pneumonia, made worse by Parkinson's complications. The carefree millionaire of the island was, in private, a brave man, slowly losing the very gift that had made him famous. Which Backus voice do you remember more, Mr. Magoo or Mr. Howell? Tell me in the comments. Natalie Schafer, Eunice, Lovey, Howell. Natalie Schafer was born on November 5, 1900 in Red Bank, New Jersey, and by the time she joined the island cast, she was already in her 60s, though almost no one knew her real age. She only accepted the Gilligan role because she expected the pilot to fail, so she treated the offer as a free paid Hawaiian vacation and a quick paycheck. Behind the scenes, she carefully hid her real age from the entire cast and crew for the show's full run, and for decades her birth year was misreported as 1912. The truth shocked even her closest co-stars after she died. Her biggest struggle was not financial at all, because her 1933 to 1942 marriage to actor Louis Calhern and her smart real estate investments had quietly made her one of the richest women on television. In her late 80s, she developed cancer, and on April 10, 1991, at age 90, she died at home in Beverly Hills. She left much of her huge fortune to animal welfare causes and the care of her beloved pet.
Thurston, have you been eating brandied peaches without...
The clueless rich wife on screen was, in real life, the sharpest businesswoman in the entire cast, secretly older and secretly wealthier than the character she played so perfectly. Hans Conried, Wrongway Feldman. Hans Georg Conried Jr. was born on April 15, 1917, in Baltimore, Maryland, and grew up in New York City, where he studied acting at Columbia University. Long before the island, he gave Disney's 1953 classic, Peter Pan, the unforgettable voice of Captain Hook. And he voiced the villain Snidely Whiplash in the Dudley Do-Right cartoons on The Bullwinkle Show. In 1964, he became the very first guest star ever on Gilligan's Island, playing the lost pilot Wrongway Feldman in 2 memorable first-season episodes that fans still rank among the best. His personal struggle was being typecast as the eccentric character actor, which meant he never landed the leading man roles that his talent deserved. His turning point came in the 1970s when he had a voice acting renaissance narrating beloved Dr. Seuss TV specials, introducing him to a whole new generation of children. He was married to his wife, Margaret Grant, for nearly 40 years and remained a quiet, classy family man away from the cameras. He developed cardiovascular disease in his 60s, and on January 5, 1982, at age 64, he died just weeks before what would have been their 40th wedding anniversary. The funny lost pilot on screen was, in private, one of the hardest working and most loyal husbands in all of show business. The real message behind the laughter. Under all the silly accidents and coconut inventions, Gilligan's Island had a simple message that still connects with people. The castaways came from completely different worlds. There was a millionaire, a movie star, a farm girl, a professor, a captain, and a clumsy first mate. In real life, these people might never have lived together, but on the island, they had to depend on each other. That is why the show still feels warm today. It was not just about being trapped, it was about friendship, patience, teamwork, and finding humor when life does not go according to plan. That is the real lesson hidden inside Gilligan's Island, and it is why this little show from 1964 still touches hearts 62 years later. If this brought back memories or taught you something new, smash that subscribe button right now so the next classic TV deep dive lands straight in your feed.